in the context of this very, as I said, unique external conference with the theme of external history of the Tamils, I would like to make a very special announcement. In August 2025, I sought blessings from Lord Shiva in Tamil Nadu, from Lord Muruga at Palani, and also from Goddess Mariamman from Salem, and Lord Ganesha for some very important decision I have taken in my life. And briefly, my life has a cycle of 14 years. I turned 74 this year on the 30th of June 2025. And when I look at my life, when I look back over the past 74 years, I would subtract the 4 years of childhood, which was innocence, childhood, and so on. So what I'm left is 70 years of life, and the 70 years of life is divided into cycle of 14 years, exactly like that. So first 14 years after the 4 years of childhood was education. The second cycle was starting to work as teacher for 10 years and also some other jobs. That was the second cycle of 14 years. Third cycle of 14 years was fully politics. And it's exactly 14 years. And the fourth cycle was international, again 14 years. And the fifth cycle was when I retired from UNESCO, New Delhi office, after serving UNESCO for 12 years and World Bank for 2 years, exactly 14 years, I embarked on something which is very special, which was dedicating 14 years, the cycle of 14 years, the fifth cycle of 14 of my life, to dedicating myself totally to seva, to serving humanity and through serving the person with disability. Here I would like to pay special tribute to my late wife, Sheila Kendon Parasuraman. When I was retiring from New Delhi at the age of 60 from UNESCO, while we were going back home, she told me one thing. She said, ever since I got engaged with you, as from 31st August 1975, you've been always in politics, in social work. So therefore, you have not given us any time, your time, you have not given much to us from 31st August 1975 to 2011. Therefore, she was very adamant, along with the children. The children were milder, but she was very strong. And she told me, I veto. You should not go back to politics when you retire. Now is the time for you to give back to us. When you married me, you had taken a vow that you will spend time with your family, your wife, your children, give them adequate time, necessary time. You have not been able to do that during your 75 to 2011 period. Therefore, now is the time for you to do it. And she made it very clear to me, and I could not continue with politics without her blessing. Because whatever I am today, I must tell you, there are two women in my life who made me who I am today. One is my mother, a mother who never been to school, a mother who, in the UNESCO jargon, you can call illiterate. And here I'm reminded of what Gandhi said about his mother in a letter to Julian Huxley in 1947, where he wrote that I learned from my illiterate but wise mother that the greatest mission on earth is to be a world citizen, to serve humanity. That was the thing which I also kept in my mind, and therefore I agreed to the veto of my wife, Sheila Kendon Parasuraman, and the children not to go back to politics, active politics, after 2011. And but then she insisted that stay at home, look after me, look after your children, but also grandchildren. That I told her, I can't see myself sitting at home the whole day with the grandchildren. That's not my job. Their parents have to look after them. I can bring whatever I can, right, minimum that I can offer, but I cannot do that. Because all the network that I've developed over my 5 cycles of life, I cannot keep them like that. I have the potential of serving people through my network. And then we came to a compromise. Then she agreed. She said, okay, the compromise I make, don't go back to politics, but you serve the person with disabilities, the most vulnerable group in society. And that's how a son was born. I have 3 daughters, as you know, but a son was born named Global Rainbow Foundation. She conceived and give that baby to me, a son, and my whole life was around Global Rainbow Foundation for 14 years. And then I added something else, the University of Third Age for the senior citizen of Mauritius. So these are the 5, I consider, children that I have, with Sheila's blessing, 3 daughters, 1 assistant parliamentary counsel, former magistrate, Mauritius, 2nd, a medical doctor, 3rd, a senior legal advisor, my 3rd daughter. But then came the son, Global Rainbow Foundation, and another daughter called University of Third Age. So this is my history. And let me announce that in August this year, which is exactly 131 years since my great-grandfather, Parasuraman, and my great-grandmother, Murichi, left Salem to come to Mauritius, I have taken a vow. I've taken another decision that the 6th cycle of my life now, which starts this year, the 6th cycle will be something different again. And I've decided to leave Mauritius, to spend less time in Mauritius and more time in India during this 14-year cycle. And that's what I've been doing already since August this year. I've made it official, and I'm making it now official, and therefore in the context of this conference, I will then make it still clearer that my mission now in the 6th cycle of my life, which Lord Shiva would grant me, and whatever be the number of years he grants me during this cycle, and if he wants to take me beyond that also, I leave it to him. But one thing I can tell you that after I did the 1st year prayer for my wife, I can feel now, as you can probably see it also, I feel that she's with me more than ever. I can feel her behind me, together with my mother from Sivalogam, both of them, and my father, I'm sure my father-in-law, they're all there, happy to see me, rising from the ashes like the phoenix after what I had in my life, and coming forward to continue this great mission of service to humanity. And therefore, I want to make that as a major initiative of my life, that I have already taken the step forward, and I will spend more time in India, not only to serve India, but India being Vasudeva Kutumbakam. India is one of the greatest countries of the world, which is the mother of all countries. Why I say that? I say that especially during the time of COVID, when many people were dying. This is vaccines. And India gave to Mauritius free vaccine. This is India. India has another program of which I'm part of it. India for Humanity, whereby the Jaipur Foot in Jaipur, the society is called BMVSS, together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has a scheme called India for Humanity. And BMVSS Jaipur Foot has nominated me as Goodwill Ambassador for Jaipur Foot for Africa. So from India, and in view of the relationship between India and Africa, I feel so comfortable that I'll be able now to leverage all my network in India, with the government of India, with Prime Minister Modi and all the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so that my intention now from India will be to serve Africa in the area of disability. In fact, I've contributed to 3 countries in Africa already under this scheme of India for Humanity, whereby Minister of Foreign Affairs provide the funding to Jaipur Food, what we call BMVSS, Jaipur Food, Jaipur, give them the funding, and they send a team of 25 or so technicians to those countries in need, and they deliver 500 artificial limbs free to the amputees there. I'm happily associated with the one in Djibouti, one in Iran, and one in Madagascar, and one in Senegal. So now, as Goodwill Ambassador of Jaipur Food, India, with the help of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the India for Humanity program, I intend to set up many of those centers for making limbs in Africa in each country. That will be my mission now from India. And I know Vasudeva Kutumbakam is the right place for that. Thank you.